As the first rays of sunlight spread across a peaceful meadow, a tiny ant stepped out of her small home. Dewdrops sparkled on the grass, and the cool morning air filled the field. While many insects were still asleep, the little ant had already started her daily work. She searched carefully among the grass and soon found a small grain lying on the ground. The grain was almost as large as her own body, but she did not become afraid. Using all her strength, she lifted it and slowly began walking back home. The journey was difficult. Every step required effort, yet the ant continued moving forward. After reaching her nest, she placed the grain inside and rested for a few moments before preparing for another day. The next morning, she repeated the same task. She went into the field, searched patiently, found another grain, and carried it back. She worked slowly but never stopped. Day after day, the ant followed the same routine. One grain each day was enough for her. She believed that small efforts, repeated regularly, could create something meaningful. One afternoon, a grasshopper noticed her working. He laughed and said, "Little ant, why do you work so hard for just one grain? You are very slow. Why not carry a large amount at once?" The ant smiled calmly and replied, "I only carry one grain each day, but I never miss a day." The grasshopper shook his head and jumped away, believing that the ant was wasting her time. The grasshopper spent his days singing, playing, and enjoying the sunshine. Meanwhile, the ant continued her work without complaining. Some days were extremely hot. The burning sun made every step difficult. Other days brought strong winds that pushed her backward. During rainy weather, the ground became wet and slippery. Even then, the ant never stopped. She did not wait for perfect conditions or motivation. She simply followed her habit, one grain every day. Weeks passed, and the seasons slowly changed. The ant quietly continued her small task, while other insects spent their time playing. Then winter finally arrived. Cold winds covered the field, and food became very difficult to find. The grasshopper searched everywhere, but the ground was empty. Hungry and tired, he remembered the hard-working ant. He walked to her home and knocked on the door. When the ant opened it, the grasshopper looked inside with surprise. The tiny house was filled with grain stored over many months. "How did you collect so much food?" he asked. The ant smiled and answered, "I did not gather it all at once. I simply carried one grain every single day." At that moment, the grasshopper understood the lesson. Small actions may seem unimportant in the beginning, but when they are repeated every day, they create great results. Success is not always built by one big effort. It is created by many small steps taken consistently. Just like the little ant, if we keep moving forward every day, even the smallest actions can eventually build something truly great.